Hello there, guys, and welcome to Daily Update. The 49 white Afrikaners are currently on board to the United States as we speak. They are on their way to the US, taking advantage of that opportunity of being called refugees by the US because Donald Trump believes that there is a white genocide against the white Afrikaners. I mean, we expected a large group, but for now, it does seem like they're taking them as groups. The first group is of the 49, and it is fathers, mothers, children, all of them are going to the US because they are running away from South Africa. And there is one particular problem that they really did not calculate because, according to DERCO, which is the Department of International Relations, they are saying that, well, they can go. But coming back, it is going to be a bigger issue because they cannot just decide that if it is bad in the US, they are going to come back to their country of birth. It is not going to be easy. So DERCO says that if they want to come back, they are going to have to retract that refugee status that the US has granted to them. And that is not going to be easy also because it is going to have to come as an application, which South Africa will have to look at it and decide, are we really allowing them back or must they stay there forever? Because according to how we look at it, US says that you guys are persecuting the white Afrikaners. South Africa says we've never seen such a thing because since apartheid, these people have been living large. So what are you saying when you say that there is a genocide against them?
The difficulty is that once you are saying that you are fleeing a particular country because you are being persecuted in that country, once you are in the host country, it would be difficult for you to engage with the diplomatic services of that country because that's the country that's persecuting you as an individual, or that's the government that's persecuting you. So it would be very, very difficult for those individuals to engage with the diplomatic services of South Africa should anything arise. If they choose to do so, it would mean that they are revoking their refugee status in the host country. So these individuals are most likely welcome to come back. But the implication for them is that in terms of international law and refugee laws, that you then revoke your refugee status in your host country. Because as you can imagine, even the word itself, refugee, it suggests that you are seeking refuge in a particular country. So you can't be seeking refuge and then all of a sudden decide, let me go back home, have a braai, and then go back to X country where I'm safer. It defeats the purpose of you being protected and under refuge of a particular country.
Well, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they decided to go up with this thing of fueling misinformation, but it looks like it might backfire to those who think going to the United States is a honeymoon. Well, anyway, let us listen to what Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, has to say about these people, these 49 people who decided to go to the US. Have a listen.
He said, what's happening down there? And I said, President, what you've been told by those people who are opposed to transformation back home in South Africa is not true. And I added to him, I said, we were well taught by Nelson Mandela and other iconic leaders like Oliver Tambo on how to continue to build a united nation out of the diverse groupings that we have in South Africa. We're the only country on the continent where the colonizers came to stay, and we have never driven them out of our country. So they are staying, and they're making great progress. It's a fringe grouping that does not have a lot of support, that is anti-transformation and anti-change, that would actually prefer to see South Africa going back to apartheid type of policies. And I said to him, I would never do that. I learned at the feet of Nelson Mandela, and we intend to proceed with the implementation of our constitutional architecture. And I thought in my conversation with him early in the morning at 4 o'clock South African time, he understood that. And I said, I'd like to come and meet him so that we can discuss this matter further.
But there is no data at all that backs that there is persecution of white South Africans or white Afrikaners, to be more particular, who are farmers, And the police statistics which they are prepared to share and release don't back it. In fact, more farm dwellers are also affected by crime. And also white farmers do get affected by crime, just like any other South African who do get affected by crime. So this is not factual, it is without basis. Whether they have been vetted, there has been a process that involved the South African Police Service in that with regards to the South Africans who have left, checking all their criminal records and all the necessary procedures that they had to undergo. As I've said already earlier on, they can't provide any proof of any prosecution because there's not of any persecution, because there's none. There is no any form of persecution.
You know, it is very interesting because I think also the US, they had in mind that when we get these Afrikaners, this particular group of white Afrikaners, it is going to be the farmers and many other people with different skills that are going to be important to the US. But oh boy, do they have something coming. The people who are going there, it is not going to be the white farmers with that special skill that the US is looking for. It is the people who have always wanted to be in the US. They've been seeing movies, they've been seeing Hollywood and wondering, can I ever go there? But because they don't have money to go there, they are finally taking advantage of that opportunity of being a refugee. When they miss home, when they miss pap and Vors, they are going to say, we want to go back home. We are homesick. It is not even going to last a year. They will be begging the South African government to take them back because in the US, firstly, you have to struggle to get a biltong. How are you going to live there? Because whatever that is going there, it is just junk food. Now you'll have to come to reality with the fact that you are not just having it freely. You have to go and work. And also, you cannot just complain and talk about apartheid and talk about all these things because in the US, they want you to work. They took you from South Africa because they believe that you are going to be an asset. If you are going there to complain about the lack of pap, the lack of braai, it is going to be very difficult. I mean, we warn these people that you must never take this advantage of Donald Trump offering you a refugee status. But because people have been wondering and wishing to be in the US, they've done it. There might be another group that is going to the US, but I tell you now, no farmer who is serious about their wealth would be taking that thing of going to the US. They know that in South Africa they have a lot of money. Why would I go to the US where I'm just going to be an ordinary person, a poor person? Because in South Africa I've been having it large. So to those who think that is going to be easy, I worry for you. Dergo says, no coming back. If you want to come back, it is going to be difficult. You might even take it 5 years until you come back because they will be doing papers saying that, well, you are a refugee. You ran away from the persecution by black people. What changed? Because nothing changed. The same South Africa that you left, it is the same South Africa now. It is going to be very difficult. But I'm saying to those who are thinking about it, think again. Do you really want to miss braai? Do you really want to miss coke and clip drift? Really? I don't think so. So stop fooling around. Let the 49 that went, let them go. But the rest of you, if you want to regret, I'm giving you free advice. If you want to regret, follow them. But you are going to be homesick.